I think Steve is very tired. You already made him very tired. And we were recording the other day what he did in the last 7 or 9, 8 days. It was like a handful, a lot of things. And today's meetup was long due. Dinner was long due also. So I found an excuse to introduce you to him. And what we are doing is we have 300 people who have done this 500 mutual thing. Right? That's a lot of people. When I started a year and a half ago, I did not think we would have 2 even. So it has come a long way. But since I'm a crazy person, I want to have larger goals. And I want to see how we can grow this. And if you guys have learned and taken advantage of it, so can other people do the same. So now we have, and I wanted to prove it before we go forward. So we want to create a book which explains what exactly happened. And so Steve and I are going to come up. It was supposed to be out in March, but it's been delayed. But hopefully it will come out soon, which will have an interview of at least 100 people. But people want to hear impact, not just the story. People want to know how it helped them. People want to know, like something sweet, sexy, fun, very, like how would it impact their lives? I mean, just reading the same thing over and over because the interviews seem to be same over and over. Changed my life, changed my life. How did it change your life? Just changed it. So one of the reasons is that it's difficult to see our changes ourselves. If there were no pictures, my mother did not recognize my 20-year-old photo yesterday. My own mother did not recognize me when I shared a photo. This is me 20 years ago. I wouldn't recognize myself. We all change, So it's constantly changing, and it's difficult to measure because the change of this kind is a little slow. Like when you go to and you get your master's degree or your bachelor's degree or even your metric, you change. But we don't realize what is changed because it's a slow process. It happens every day, one drop at a time. So it's very challenging to sort of quantify what changes have come. But I can see the changes. I can see that yesterday one small thing Imran said, nobody in your group will be late tomorrow. It's a very powerful statement that if you guys will just not be late, that's amazing. I mean, if this Khandan or tribe and group is so efficient, we can do a lot of things. So hopefully we can come out with a book soon and a formula, and the results, like a white paper of what exactly happened, like quantifiable. And then we have a website called Findora.net, which we're constantly trying to figure out how can we gamify the whole thing. Because I can't go on giving laptops and mobile phones. It will stop at some point, even if I'm not stopping now, eventually at some point it will stop, right? I'll die and then my kids wouldn't want to do it or my company wouldn't want to do it anymore. Something will happen. So we have to make it, grow large enough that it becomes self-sustaining, like a snowball effect. It just keeps on moving. I'm speaking in English. I apologize because of him, and it's important that he understands everything. And after listening to everyone, I think you're getting 70% at least. So feel free to ask me questions after this. I would also strongly recommend you guys to join the next step. This was the first step. Now you have the network. But you need to know how to take advantage of the network. You don't know yet. I haven't done another competition to take advantage of the network. So you need to understand you have a multi-million-dollar network, just like you have a multi-million-dollar body. You will only know the value of your body if you don't have it. Like if I took away your arm, what's the value? Right? So similarly, you have the network, but you don't know the value behind it. You don't know how to cash it. Just like we don't know how to make. In this room, we have people who are making 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, a million, right? Same body parts, same everything, but some people know how to do something a little bit different. So you have the network now, but now how do you take advantage of the network is the next step. And that's why I encourage you to join the Main Kya Karu course. It will allow you to get to the step 2. And there are 5 more steps available I can teach you, but I need you to be ready for the step 5, step 4. You know, it's like a class. I can't just pour it in. I wish I could put injections in all of you. Okay, done. You know, like maybe one day we'll have an SD card. Okay, you know, we can download information, but right now we cannot. So I would encourage you to join Main Kya Karu course. Fateh Bhai is teaching it every day in different shifts, 3 times a day, every day. So you make up a time and you come and you will become closer automatically. And you will not see the impact again all of a sudden. And these are very simple things. I mean, watching a movie, making a video, it's just simple things. But, you know, making a biryani is also a simple thing. That's all, you know, it's just mixing a little bit different things together and it becomes biryani, but not everybody cooks. So everything is simple, but once you know how to do it. So I would love for you to join the course and do it, even if you think it's not effective. Please do it. And so if you have any questions about anything, especially with Steve, I'll give you a small bio. Steve called me last year. I can go this road so I can do it. लास्ट ईयर मैं अमेरिका में था तो इनका फ़ोन आया मेरे पास कि मैं आपका इंटरव्यू करना चाहता हूँ एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर। मैंने समझा कोई ड्रामा है या उसकी फेसबुक से मैंने खोली तो कोई म्यूचुअल फ्रेंड नहीं था, कोई तस्वीर, दे हैड नो फोटोज एंड ही हैड नो 2 photos 3 photos, no information, but 300 Facebook friends or something like that. Follower was closed, no followers. So I was like, it looks like a fake profile. Sorry, it looked like a fake profile. I get these girls every day, you know, sexy something, and they're like all fake profiles. So it looks like a fake profile. But then he called me, and then we talked, and it seemed like a nice guy. You know, I just said, you know what the hell, you know, some guy wants an interview, you know, fine, go for it. And we talked, and instead of 15 minutes, it went for an hour. And not after the interview, he went and I was telling him, this is happening. He's an interesting guy. He's a good listener. He gets to know what, you know. He went listening, and I kept blabbering. And I was like, wow, I'm doing something good. And I told him about the 5-minute mutual experiment had already started by then. And he started adding people. I added him. Till that time, I don't know if I added him or not, but then he started adding people, and then 2-3 months later, or 2 months later, you know, we kept talking. I don't know why we were talking, but we kept talking, and then I thought of somebody did something, and I thought, you know what? Let's document and make a book out of the experiment, so that people can learn what has happened. And I thought, you know, if it's a Gora writer, maybe it will have more value. Very simple. So I thought, who can write? So I thought maybe he can write it. So I called him and he said, sure, I'd like to look at it. So I think we talked a few times, and then that's how it started. In the meantime, you know, I thought we will get it done. So I thought I'll go and see him personally in his city and see who is this guy. And maybe I can stay there. I like to stay with people because it helps me learn culture. Just like you're learning, जिस तरह आप simple बात करके सीखते हैं और simple आपस में आप मिल के सीखते हैं। अगर आप लोग एक दूसरे के घर में 2-2 रातें गुजार लें, तो आप जितना सीखेंगे ना, वो आप सोच भी नहीं सकते, और आपकी जो बॉन्डिंग है ना, वो अनबिलीवेबल रहेगी। जिस तरह आप किसी और शहर में जाके किसी के घर रहते हैं तो आप कर्जदार हो जाते हैं एक तरह से कि यार ये बेचारा हमारे घर आएगा तो हमें उसकी खातिर करनी पड़ेगी। बिल्कुल इसी तरह अगर आप शहर में रहते हुए भी जैसे आप अकेले रहते हैं तो you should invite these guys, you know, come over, stay over. I'm not gay, you know, and just stay over and just offer. And if they can trust you, so the fear will go away, right? So slowly, first they'll say, ये अकेले क्यों रहते हैं, ये गड़बड़ आदमी तो नहीं है, मेरे साथ कोई गड़बड़ तो नहीं करेंगे. So it takes time. And that trust is invaluable. There's no price tag you can attach. So he said, you can come and stay in my house, you can stay there. And I went and stayed. I was there for 3 days and he said I stayed for 3 weeks in Chattanooga. And I really enjoyed that city. It's a very nice city. I don't think I stayed 3 weeks. I think I stayed 10 days. I paid the bill.
You have to look it up.
Yeah. But it seemed like 3 weeks, just like he has been here for 10 days, and it seems like 3 weeks because you did so many things while you were here. So he introduced me who's who of Chattanooga, even the mayor's office, TV station. You know, we got interviews done. We had a guy come in for the interview. We had a lot of days, very packed days, full days. And I went to see his office, where he worked. And then we also discussed, can you coach my office in Pakistan? He said, I want to start a business. I said, why don't you start a business with me? I have these businesses, why don't you maybe take over something and run it? You know, I'll give you the team. I don't have an energy to run the business, but you run it. And we talked about it, but जो मेरे यहाँ लड़के हैं वो भगोड़े के हाथ ही नहीं आए, and we couldn't. And then he got laid off from that company, and then I said, why don't you come and work with us? So I asked him, come to Pakistan, spend a week and see if you like Pakistan and would you like to work here. So hopefully you guys can invite him to your houses and create. People don't leave the city for 2 reasons. Biggest reason is family and friends. Nothing else, and good restaurants sometimes, but those are not the most important reasons. The most important reasons are, if you have good friends in any city, you would not leave the city. It's impossible to leave the city. जैसे आप यहाँ आए तो आपको सबसे ज़्यादा मुसीबत ये है कि मेरे दोस्त ही नहीं हैं.